What is going on, everybody? I'm David, and this is my good buddy Rue, and we are the hosts of Rocket Sword Radio. This week, we want to talk about TTRPGs. Obviously, we are making our own tabletop RPG, and we want to talk about like all roots, basically the ones that we grew up playing, that we love, and maybe do like a little bit of a tier list with them.
Maybe.
So we'll start at the beginning, Rue. What is your
The
earliest
first.
memories of tabletop RPG?
So technically, the unofficial earliest memory is you and I attempting to play Mutants and Masterminds
Oh, really?
in the parsonage.
Yeah.
You would be my GM,
I
and I would make a character, loosely
that's
make
funny.
a character.
That's the first tabletop RPG I've ever made.
As
Because we used D6s and stuff and just kind of like
yeah,
made it
we
up.
just
I
goofed
remember.
around, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It was fun.
we ended up playing with Dawn a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, the first memory I have is that.
Yeah, I cannot remember my character's name in Mutants and Masterminds. I remember I made a Iron Man type character who I loved, and you made a speedy guy, right?
No, that was
Oh,
when we
did-
would play outside.
No, you did copycat.
I did. Yeah, I could copy whatever I touched.
Yeah, that's pretty creative for a little dude.
It was a cool ability in that game.
Because we were young. We were like, how old were you think?
Well, Parsons, I want to say like, what, 8?
Yeah, so 8 years old, making up our own Mutants and Masterminds, and eventually playing it. What do you remember loving about Mutants and Masterminds?
Well, it had such good like powers and creating your character system. I really enjoyed that, like the variety there, especially the one I made. Like, it had stats for almost everything that you would copy or whatever.
I think, yeah, it had a great alt.
Yeah, that's
It had
true.
really cool art, and like the pre-generated characters, like heroes and villains, actually like sparked a lot of inspiration for me.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed being a kid, just looking through that book and thinking of different hero ideas. And the cool thing is, it was a pretty gritty system, like for young people. I remember one time though we calculated with physics if you flew at that speed that we were flying using the charts and everything, carrying a vending machine and stopped. How far would the vending machine launch if you like also tried to throw it? And the vending machine had a bomb in it. Obviously, it was like a sum of all fears situation. But we used math and the charts they provided and everything to actually like calculate how far we would
I do
launch
not
the
remember that.
nuke in the vending machine. But yeah, so I liked the grittiness despite it being a game about superheroes. Like you could obviously scale back the rules and just have fun, like but they actually tried to make it as grounded as they could in ways, and they had like charts for the weight of things and the speed of travel and all sorts of stuff that was kind of crazy. So it was cool. My second memory, actually, that I barely even remembered that because I was so young, but it came back to me once you talked about it. But my earliest memory is kind of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars with the guys before you started playing, and this is Star Wars Wizards of the Coast. Oh wait, before we move on to Star Wars, where would you put Mutants and Masterminds in the tier list? S-A-B-C.
I guess, are we doing nostalgia or like just greatness?
I would say greatness, and obviously like your nostalgia plays into that somewhat. But let's say for the tier list, be objective as like somebody who's making your own TTRPG now. I'm like the least critical person ever though. Like I
feel like it's
I
an
see
A.
the good in everything. Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's S tier
No, yeah.
because it had its flaws. Like later on, we found out, but I think it's really solid, beautiful, fun game. A tier.
Dang it.
You gotta edit that post.
Gotta put that post.
Just kidding. No, my second memory was Star Wars Wizards of the Coast. I remember eating a breadstick that they had poisoned to catch a Crate Dragon. I remember blowing up a whole room trying to kill like those assassin worms from episode 2. And were you barely saving me with your like shoot 'em up guy?
Blast Tech A280. That's how great it was. Every character I ever made had that gun.
Yeah. Star Wars was a blast. It was so fun.
Yeah, that's definitely like the earliest memories I have of actual campaigns.
Yeah.
Is Star Wars. I remember that what you were talking about. I forget the name of the monster, the like crab looking one.
Yeah, we were in like from episode 2.
We were in like pitch black. You had like 1 hit point left, and then I critted like 3 times on a multi-fire.
I only ever played Wookiees or Wookiee adjacent characters, pretty much.
I think I was a soldier every single time.
Yeah, I either played a Wookiee or I played like a pilot a lot of the time. When I was really young, my first character ever in that game was actually a Jedi, who we called Jonah Call, which is still my dad's gamer tag to this day. It's named after my first tabletop RPG character. Shoot him an invite, bro. Yeah. Well, all 30 of you. That's a bit high. I don't know if 30 people would see that. But Wizards of the Coast, Star Wars. The other thing I absolutely love is actually a supplemental book, the Alien Anthology book.
Oh, yeah.
I would just scroll through that and read about them and see, flip to it. And I loved just reading all the different species. They had like hundreds.
Oh, so many.
An unbelievable amount. It opened up so many options, and when I made a character more recently, we like went back and revisited it. I loved reading through and making characters. It was super cool. Yeah. So, where would you put Star Wars?
Dang.
It has one flaw. It's otherwise a perfect,
too many skills,
fun game. I don't even care about that really. I mean, yeah, I guess you could critique that, but the only thing that like going back and playing is harsh, and maybe some people like this, is just like if you crit, you can just die.
Oh, the wound system.
The wound system was cool, and I like it most of the time, except for when you get critted, and just like it goes straight to your wounds, and you maybe get one-shotted like in one attack. That really sucked. So that would be my only thing. Is the wound system is just a little tough at times.
I don't think I hated it though. I think it was just different.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily my favorite.
It just, I can't remember if you escalate wounds. I feel like wounds pretty much stay level the whole time.
You don't level them up very much at all.
Which means, like, your level 10 character who you've played for multiple campaigns is just as at risk as your level 1 character if somebody rolls a crit against you.
Yeah.
So every time they roll a hit against you, they have a 5% chance of killing your level 10 Jedi, which is rough. But it did add like intensity and fun too, so I enjoy it. But that would be my only critique of it.
Yeah.
But for the Alien Anthology, the other supplemental books, the crafting book just added a little bit of more like options that I enjoyed.
The equipment book.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. With the Hoth all on the front of it. So all that, like if you take its fullness, going S2.
Same.
Let's go.
That's the
first S2, Star Wars, Wizards of the Coast. Everybody loves Wizards of the Coast in the tabletop RPG community. Let's go. Speaking about Wizards of the Coast, this is one I had an experience with a lot later. Dungeons and Dragons.
I have yet to play it.
That's so crazy that you played so many tabletops.
I think the only time was when I moved back here, and we were gonna play with the guys, and then everybody bailed, and then we just D&D. I think it was more of someone else's baby because you like Pathfinder usually, and I that's all I've played for fantasy, and it fell out and never played it.
D&D is cool, sometimes. I will say it is like a good initiation game in some ways. I had great moments with it. It's fun. It's iconic for a reason. They've got great monsters and lore and history and all sorts of stuff going for it. It's just solid though.
Yeah.
It's not pushing limits or boundaries or doing anything. And to be fair, I only played D&D 5e. So, yeah, my exposure with it was fun. But I never went back to it. So, there's that. You know. Not that I wouldn't like making a wizard. And Baldur's Gate 3 is like one of the greatest games ever, and I beat that multiple times. But
You beat it so many times.
so, with all that being considered, I'd probably put it at A2 or B2.
Yeah. I feel like I can't really vote because my bias is I never really got to try it.
I'm not going to be one of those dudes like walking around with a banana leaf over my head saying that umbrellas were too mainstream. Like, D&D is iconic for a reason.
Yeah.
We'll put it in A2.
Yeah.
Okay. You hinted to the next one.
Pathfinder.
Yes.
1 and 2.
What's your first memory of Pathfinder?
Ooh. That's actually tough. The only thing that comes to my head is actually Justin leading it. I can't remember who... I thought Justin introduced me to it, but I'm not 100% sure.
He probably did.
Because I don't remember playing it with your dad until later.
Yeah. I don't know when I played it. I feel like I didn't play Pathfinder until a lot later. I felt like you had already been playing for a little bit when I got introduced to it. So I feel like
I think I played it.
You did play with Justin. And it doesn't matter. Let's just talk about what's fun.
Oh,
What do you remember from Pathfinder?
Well,
1E specifically.
1E was like that was my first fantasy tabletop I ever played.
Mm-hmm.
1E actually doesn't stick out as much because 2E I felt like just made improvements without like ruining anything. Like it just felt better in most scenarios. Mm-hmm. I know there's some complaints of like certain classes got changed and tweaked, and they definitely like balanced everything. Like whether you're a cleric or a barbarian, you kind of do similar damage.
That's one of the complaints I've heard. It's like the balancing is incredible, like how they mathematically figured everything out. But because they mathematically nailed everything down so well, it kind of creates the same experience all throughout.
Yeah.
For all different classes in ways.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I always did a rogue, and I would do the sneaking and a little bit of talking. Back then I hated talking, but I would be the rogue. And then the inventor is where I was just happy. Loved it.
Yeah, that was my favorite experience. It was a multi-class inventor wizard.
Yep.
I think So, speaking of Pathfinder 1, similar to Star Wars Wizards of the Coast, they had so much by the time we came to it, because it was at the tail end of its run, right? The crafting, the runes system.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of actually, like, really cool... And every single subclass and class. I mean, there was massive amounts of things to play with. So it's like opening up a Lego box from the thrift store with just like thousands of pieces in it. So that part of it was really, really fun to me. Pathfinder 2E, what I liked was the like multi-action point system made it to where you felt like you could do more and you felt like a little more heroic. And it didn't just become like Slogfest with like attacks of opportunity and like not wanting to move anywhere because they'd get an extra attack. So we'll just stand right next to each other. Like boxing fights are really fun when guys just stand and punch each other in the face and like don't block at all. But after a while, like it would get old, right? So
I actually liked the action point system a lot. I felt like it not only opened things up, it made you feel like you were doing more, but to me it also simplified in my brain. Like instead of having a move a segment, your action, and then a bonus action, it was you have these 4 action points to spend. Here's what everything costs. Do whatever you want. And it didn't feel like confusing, like, oh, this is actually a bonus. I can't use that now, or da-da-da. For me, anyway, at the time.
Yeah. I think I should say, too, every tabletop RPG, like, it was made, it has they put all that craft into it. Like, there's very few that I'm going to be like, oh, that just is abysmal and I hate it. But I think the if I had to find a critique for the second one, the only thing I experienced as a player is every time I got a skill feat level, I was like slightly unhappy. But like I just didn't really care about it because every other level was so exciting, and like what you got for the classes was so cool that some of the skill feat levels were just this
because Pathfinder 1 had great feats.
Yes,
they were basically powers.
Yeah, and they had all this like trees of feats and everything too. And I love the feat system for general feats, for combat, not combat, for your class feats. Just the skill ones at the Olio, like the first 10 levels, are less exciting at all. And you're just building to like eventually having your cool one.
Yeah.
You know, so that'd be the one thing if I had to critique that I would find to be wanting. So Pathfinder 1E, where would you put the one other thing I'll say, another video game suggestion? I beat both Pathfinder 1E games, the Wrath of the Righteous and Kingmaker. They're both fantastic, and I loved them both a lot.
I almost bought them recently and didn't.
And it exposes some of the stuff that is crazy and like difficult about and challenging about 1E, but it's ultimately a really awesome game. And the origins of Paizo and stuff are cool too, now that we're getting into it, like studying that. So because Paizo is a G, or they are Gs, I will make Pathfinder 1E. You know what's weird? I'm going to put Pathfinder 1E S2. Pathfinder 2E A2.
Really?
Just for me, and you can flip it.
I think I flip it.
Yeah.
I loved 1E. But I just remember more, and I just played more of 2E and loved it.
Okay. I'll go with you. We can flip it. We can do Pathfinder 2E S2. But I think Pathfinder 1E is phenomenal in the amount that they built into the game and the adventure paths that I've like gotten to experience secondhand, and the ones I've read. Like I think it's some top tier stuff. So yeah.
That's true.
Pathfinder 2E is S2. Pathfinder 1E is A2. Let's knock out a couple. Let's do some rapid fire ones.
Okay.
These ones I experienced very briefly, or Rue experienced very briefly. So it's really just like a gut check. I made a character one time in Mech Warrior.
Yeah.
And you actually got to play it.
I got to play it like twice, I think. I think we did like 2 sessions in one world.
What do you think?
There's so many skills, and creating a character is so unique, and also like it's random, obviously, if you remember it.
Yeah.
Bunch of rolling. It is such a fun, to me, like futuristic. I don't know if I technically call it dystopian. At the same time, it's like warring factions.
Yeah, it's just a fun setting.
Yeah,
it's and mechs. Cool.
I mean,
mechs
gotta love mechs, and especially because we combined, and I forget the names because it's Mech Warrior and something else. Because one was made for the mechs, a game system, and then one was made for the tabletop.
In the pilots, basically.
In the pilots, and basically we just combined them, and I actually bought Justin all those books. And that's when we got to try it. And it was a lot of fun. It was definitely, especially for newer players, because we had a couple people that were newer, it's a little tougher than like Pathfinder 2E or, some of those like D&D.
Yeah.
It's a little more complicated.
Totally different system.
Yeah.
Right? All the other ones we talked about have been D20S kind of so far. So
I really liked it. Didn't get a whole lot of chance to play it. I'd probably give it a solid B tier.
Okay. Yeah, the character creation was a blast. I actually enjoy sometimes randomly rolling and seeing what happens and kind of making the story afterwards. In general, I like being in control and making my character, but every once in a while, I like to just pick up and play. I think it'd be fun. So B2 was fine. The one you never got to play that I got to play and make a character in that was similar was Swine-Handle. Swine-Handle, we did random rolls too. And it's like very gritty, kind of pulp fantasy maybe, but just super gritty and dark and punishing. And you start very weak. most often unless you roll like some really crazy combinations. So that game, but I really enjoyed playing it. It was super fun and totally like a different vibe and appeal. I would probably put it though, because I never went back to it and everything else is so much more prevalent in my mind. I'd probably say like a B tier for that one as well.
Yeah.
For Warhammer Inquisition, I was really young when I played it, and I think it's pretty dark and aggressive. The thing that sticks with me the most about it is the like, if you get shot in the arm, it happens to your arm, and like I love systems that manage to pull that off, and the injuries were like absolutely brutal in the descriptions of them, because Warhammer 40k is so like gory aggression, like macho testosterone. Yeah. So it was very heavy metal TTRPG experience, and I remember enjoying it. But I will say, like, I have a hard time role playing in that world because it's so dark all the time that like it's a little one note maybe. So I would probably say, because of what they did, I guess we go B tier because I feel bad putting it in the A tier with the other stuff. But now I feel like we have too many B tiers. But maybe there's just not that many like really. I think we might have one C tier.
Really?
I think we have one.
You were talking through, and I had two things that popped in my head.
Yeah.
So one, when you said hitting locations,
yes,
immediately made me think of Aces and Eights, and I love that system.
Aces and Eights was super cool. The cards. Yeah.
And
I thought that was.
You'd hit a limb or a headshot, and it would be the crit.
Yeah.
I still. It's such a weird, like, funny memory, but killing the bad sheriff, the evil sheriff, and then the guy in our party was also like a deputy, and he just arrested me, and then I went to court, and I was found guilty.
Yeah, Rue's very young. Rue's very young. We're like a mile away from this dude. It's like an impossible shot in that game. Rue's like, I'm gonna shoot him. He's a bad dude. He's on the porch. So he shoots and like nails it.
Yeah.
And one shot.
And it was like, if I can't remember exactly that system, but it was like a nat 20 and you drew a card. And so it was a nat 20 and a headshot.
Yeah, I can't remember. All I remember was the cards. That's all I remember. But yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a combination of the roll and the placement. It was a headshot crit and just one shot kill.
Yeah. I think you... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to get in the nitty gritty. But yeah, you one-shot him. And the deputy arrested you. And you went to court. And we did this whole quote. The guy wrote like the most beautiful.
Oh, it's so good.
And didn't matter at all because the way they do code system is like super in depth with Ace and Eights, and we just failed everything. And we went to the hanging, and I told Rue I'd shoot the rope and break him free. And then it got to it.
Yeah, and Don's counting down slowly.
And we're all looking at each other, and I'm like freaking out. Nobody wants to help me. They told me they'd arrest me, and I let my buddy hang.
And I died. And then the saddest part is we never played again. So had David saved me, we could have ended on that note.
And it created relationship issues for the rest of our life. So Aces and Eights, F2. No, Ace and Eights. While we're on it, I'd say it's super imaginative. Everything like is themed really well, but mechanically I don't really know what's going on with it because it's been so long.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid, I freaking loved it. I thought it was awesome. So I'd be happy with putting it A2. Okay, let's go to another one that we played a lot around that time. Savage Worlds.
I have one that I just like right here. And I'm scared I'm going to lose it.
Okay, go ahead.
Numenera. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That was such a different take for me, especially at that age.
Yeah.
Because we had only played like Star Wars, Pathfinder, and then it's always combat heavy when we were younger.
Yeah, it was the first one that was like a totally new world.
Yeah, it was like post apocalyptic, and you're treasure hunting / like artifact.
Yeah, we were looking for artifacts. Yeah.
And it would like empower you, and it kind of was, I can't remember the system. It was a little different. I think it was a D20, but like you had to.
Yeah, that was a weird.
Wish I could remember. But I remember I enjoyed it. It didn't hook me as well as like everything else we played. But I remember I was like, I like these artifacts. They're like quirky. Some of them were great.
Yeah, I feel like I have nothing to say about it.
You don't remember it much.
Just the artifact hunting is all I remember,
Yeah.
and like some of the cool moments with that my dad did with us. But that was the other thing I was gonna say is all these tabletop RPGs, like they'll ultimately crafted by a lot of different people. They put a lot of thought into it, and it can be make or break the GM, right? The GM kind of decides whether or not it works. So Numenera worked for me because my dad did a good job in that like setting. But I will say in general, it was like just a weird niche environment for like a 13-year-old kid at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
especially because we were like, that was our time of combat.
Yeah. I'll let you rank it.
Oh, I'd probably go B.
Yeah.
I think it could have been an A if like we stuck with it and had those like memories and really knew it. But just from what I can remember, it was different, it was niche, and I'd probably go B.
Okay. Another one, while we're doing stuff on the top of our head, Fallout, the newest system. I got to play with my dad on a camping trip with his buddies in Utah. And I will say that was really fun. I enjoyed it a ton. I like the luck system. The feats are out there. It fits the vibe, and like the book is really well crafted to remind you of the games and like all your good experiences with that. So I would say it's an A2, just because it's just really well executed version of the games. But I remember there was some like little quirky things that I could pick on, but ultimately I had a good time. It was fun. Yeah. And if you like Fallout, you'd enjoy that game. So the one I was going to bring up, though, was Savage Worlds. Ooh. We played a lot of Savage Worlds. And that ended up being one of the first ones I got to GM in a lot and kind of like build that muscle.
Yeah.
Like storytelling and creating our own world for us to play in. And I loved the flexibility of that system. Like there was so much.
The exploding die,
we took that. We loved that in our game.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of my favorite worlds I ever got to GM in was the like Seattle post-apocalyptic.
Oh, that was such a fun one.
With all the factions. I had like a great start to it, I felt like, and hooked you guys, and then we got to play it for a good while, and that was fun. That was
a great one.
Savage Worlds.
I remember the adventure book for that Weird West.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got to play a good bit of that. That was crazy, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's like zombies.
It's magic, monsters, all that.
Yeah, I think Savage Worlds. It's one of my S tiers.
I think it would be. It wasn't that like the system was so groundbreaking, but it was so universal.
Yeah.
You could plug anything you wanted into it.
Mm-hmm.
It had future, fantasy, current.
Yes.
And like
because it had so much universality, it could take away from specific genres. Like if you're gonna play a fantasy setting, one of the fantasy games maybe executes it better.
100%. I never played a fantasy.
If you have an imaginative GM who has something they want to like experience with their friends, it is like a great system for that.
Yeah.
So, and for that reason,
S tier.
Let's say let's talk about Starfinder. Starfinder is, I got to play a good bit recently with some friends, and I played a little bit in the past. First exposure to it, wasn't a fan. Second exposure to it, loved it, and listened to a podcast, Androids and Aliens, with Glasscam Network. That was awesome. And got me hooked into it. And I love the starship combat. I love the exploration. And I use it to tell like my own story. I didn't really use the world, but I think the world building's like pretty solid in it. It's fun, and I like that it ties into the Pathfinder stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say Star Vinyl is a really cool system actually.
Yeah, I'd agree. My first interaction was like, I'd rather just play Pathfinder. What are we doing? And then I made a different character. We did that world that you're talking about, and I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty fun.
Yeah, yeah. The Starship combat, especially, I could talk on for a while. It was actually really interesting the way they designed it and gave everybody a role. Because usually, like Star Wars growing up, it felt
Pilot
like
and
Pilot and Gunner got to do cool stuff, and everybody else was just along for the ride. They found a way to make it so that everybody could be involved in a really fun way, which I thought was cool. I'm trying to think. Do we have anything else with Top Final?
I don't think so.
Character creation was fun. Some of the aliens were really cool.
Yeah.
And I like the sorcery and the space world was cool. I'd say A tier.
I agree.
You agree? Cool. Do we have any others? Spycraft. I got to play very briefly. My family has like legends from that game that they love and always talk about. So I will not rank it because I don't want to make anybody upset. But
I don't think
I don't think in my youth that wasn't really what I was into. So I can't speak on
I think now,
but they loved it.
I think now I could love it, but for that niche or whatever that it is, like military, kind of obviously spycraft. But I either made a character, maybe played it once, but I don't remember, or I never got to. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't remember it, so.
Yeah. A game we actually got to play in a good bit. Not a good bit, but you got to make one character, I got to make one character. We played a couple sessions, was Cyberpunk Red.
Yeah.
What do you think of that one?
I liked it. I'm trying to remember what it was that kind of just felt, I don't know if confusing is the right word, but just kind of like much.
The hacking is a lot.
Yeah, and I think I was a hacker or something like that.
Yeah, we did one hacking mission to kind of like show off that system, and it was really complicated.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. It was like you were an actual character in that space and like walking through the digital space. And I like what they were trying to do with it, and I think it's imaginative. It's leaning into like the themes of that world, and I'm sure some people love it. I, in general, actually, even like as a video game lover who loves like RPGs, I just don't love like cyberpunk themed things. It's just not like something that hooks me, and I think it's like super cool. I mean, I think katanas and like the neon streets and slicing people up is fun and like being mechanically augmented. But for some reason, everything else, I don't know. It's just like it's hard to explain. The characters that Cyberpunk breeds seems to be most often not people you want to be around.
Yeah. Brooding, angry.
Yeah, or just like hedonistic.
Yeah.
And just like giving
and I feel like
just their base desires.
This might be a little weird, but I feel like Pathfinder and D&D and all these other ones, the worlds you usually play are like hope. Like your heroes trying to fix something or you're adventuring.
Star Wars. Yeah. I mean, we played like bounty hunters in Star Wars. But even that, you're experiencing like a huge galaxy, not a bunch of people like crowded into a city together. You know what I mean? Who are all like trying to get a leg up. So I think it's just like it feels too real. Like I go to TTRPGs to escape, and Cyberpunk feels like where we're going.
Yeah.
So, Cyberpunk Red, I think it's a cool system. I think there's a lot of good things going for it. Just maybe not my cup of tea. So I would say B2.
I could probably almost say C, but I'm good with B.
And guys, if we're talking about you, we can only wish and hope that someday in the future, some toads read our book
Yeah, right.
and give it an F tier.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well,
Yeah, there's no hate here. I mean,
yeah, you're on the list. You got played. People bought your
Yeah.
books. You're great.
I don't even think I'm like the biggest like TTRPG board game like person. Like obviously we've like talked about the extent of what I've played. It's not like I've bought everything there ever was. So
Yeah.
I definitely don't
There's
think
so
I'm
much out there. There's Shadow Dog, which I haven't got to experience, but I want to. There's all the new ones that have popped off on Kickstarter, like Brandon Sanderson's Cosmeo, which if anybody read Brandon Sanderson in my circle, I'd probably play, but I'm the only mega node in my group right now. And what's the other one? Did I say Avatar?
Huh.
Avatar, The Last Airbender blew up, and you love that. You would probably play that.
I watched that a few times.
So there's plenty out there that we haven't played that'll just as awesome, I'm sure. If you're on the list, you crushed, is basically what we're saying. But if there's one game that I know you dislike and that I didn't love for a couple different reasons, and I'm trying to sorry, we don't have the most hot takes. This is kind of a pretty level-headed podcast. So if you want really level-headed, non-hot takes, this is the podcast for you. But Star Wars, the newest one.
Oh yeah, did not care for it.
Why did you not like it?
I didn't care for your character development. The tree was odd. Nothing felt strong or empowering as you leveled up. The dice, I didn't care for the random. I think were they D8s, but with pictures on them.
Yeah, that you had hits or fails,
and then
advantage, basically.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Because I think it's Edge of Empire. Is the
name of
the one book, but yeah, you get edges and disadvantages. Basically, I can't remember what it's called.
I can't remember. Yeah,
and then crit successes.
Which I just the character creation in the Wizards of the Coast version I loved. There was a little bit, but like we talked about, too many skills. But other than that, I loved it. But yeah, I just felt like the character tree as you leveled up just felt boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really frustrated by the tree compared to all the other games we had played to that point. It just felt like so many levels had the skill feed issue of Pathfinder 2e, where I just wasn't.
Yeah, it was if you could do a ace pilot class, and even after
I was about to go off on
after you'd gone quite a ways up into it, you basically got a couple advantages. Yeah. It was nothing all that cool.
I had built a character who was nothing but a pilot. Who's the whole reason I designed him is to be the greatest pilot that ever lived. And Justin was a Jedi and kicking butt in combat, and I'm just shooting my pistol, not doing much, but I didn't really care as long as I got to pilot and be cool. And Justin's got a Jedi starfighter, and he's I'm gonna go into piloting. So he multi-class into piloting as a Jedi, and immediately made me completely irrelevant.
Yep.
And so that was one of my other frustrations with that game, is that you could spend so much time building a specific type of character, and if you were a Force user and you did the same thing, you were better. At least that's how it seemed to me. Maybe I just built a bad character.
I didn't feel like anything felt. I think Jedi was the only thing that felt I wouldn't even say good.
My Wookiee felt pretty powerful in melee combat. He was a fighter with two. I'm blanking on what the term is. Right blades.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, it just left a lot to be desired, especially because we loved the original Star Wars so much. Oh yeah. And I hate the greedy dice thing. I don't like specific dice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's greedy. So I would put it in the bottom two. C tier. We had a few fun moments, but compared to the other games, it's definitely the bottom of my list.
For sure. C tier.
The last one to touch on, and those two that just came to mind, Daggerhawk, we have not played. I would like to play it. I looked into it a lot, read a lot on it. It seems really cool, but we're too deep in development right now. And then Marvel
Yeah.
616. What did you think of Marvel?
I enjoyed it. I liked that you obviously had this like backlog of lore and heroes, and you had the stat block for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I did find I almost I don't remember Mutants and Masterminds like amazingly well, but I feel like in my brain I almost like that system more.
I think part of it is because it's a newer system. And like you had to buy the X-Men book to unlock a bunch of the new power trees and everything.
Yeah.
I think looking through it, it just felt like there was minimal options at the moment. And there's still tons of different combinations you could do and cool stuff. But compared to a game like Mutants Masterminds that had been around for so long and there was so many options and like crazy powers, that I think, yeah, that's probably why. And I also GM'd us in a lower tier hero where you're kind of street level
I didn't mind that.
guys.
I loved the story actually. I felt like, and I liked my character.
Thanks, bro.
Well, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
David makes very cinematic sessions. It's very rare that it doesn't feel like a movie playing out in front of you.
Thanks, bro.
So, and I like my character. I was the speedster. It came with really cool stuff. I don't know how to explain it, and maybe it's nostalgia. I just felt like, in a way, I liked Mutants and Mastermind more.
Yeah, I could see that. I really loved Marvel, actually. I think the system's really fun. It leaves a lot for the GM to describe and interpret, which is kind of nice in a superhero world. I hinted to that earlier with Mutants and Masterminds. Like, one of the reasons I gave it such a high rating is because it was so crunchy with all the, like, graphs and specifics and everything. I do also like the idea that, like, these old superheroes, so it's difficult to explain what they're doing. Like, some of it's crazy. And having the, like, Marvel effect on the one die, if you roll, like, a 1 on it, then you got, like, the bonus or whatever. And it was like a critical success, and you could be more descriptive with it. I think that stuff was really fun to me as a GM, personally.
Yeah.
Which led to like some of the cinematic moments and everything too. And you guys just did great making characters and playing in that world. So I would rate it very high. I think it has a ton of potential. The one thing, I mean, we all have to make money in this industry, but the X-Men book was extremely expensive and I really wanted it and I didn't have the money to get it. So if I had to say one thing, maybe books be a little bit cheaper. Disney, you got so much money already, man. I don't even know if Disney gets paid for that, but yeah, my exposure to it was great. I loved it.
Yeah. No, I really did enjoy it. And I think honestly, I think I'd put it A tier.
Yeah.
I
was thinking potential S tier for me. That's how much I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. And I never got to play in it, and I wanted to.
Yeah.
I dropped into one session with my dad. And I had like a teleporting guy that I did all sorts of crazy stuff that was fun. Like teleporting way up in the air and letting go of people, all sorts of fun stuff. But yeah, I would say, honestly, Mutants and Masterminds, what would you rate it, A or S? It's been too long.
Yeah, that was the beginning. That was 44 minutes ago.
I love Mutants and Masterminds, but maybe it's recency bias. Marvel, to me, is an S tier. I love it.
I'll take it.
Okay. That is our TTRPG video. The greatest TTRPG ever made, or soon to be finished, is Ascension Quest. We got swag on the website. You can check it out. It's going to be a really fun game, and it's going to be interconnected world.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can all tell stories together. Join the Discord, check it out, subscribe to the YouTube.
We're playtesting right now, so if you join the Discord, you can get into hopefully a campaign or session, whether it's a one-off demo or even just joining one.
and you get to see the rules in the pre fully finished printed state.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty like it's a nice product. I feel like.
Oh
at
yeah.
this point,
I think it looks great.
we got tons of incredible art by our good buddy and co-owner Huntel, and my dad has helped us develop all of it as well. So it's been super fun. But anyways, go check that out. If you listen this long, you're a saint and an angel, and we will try to be more hot with our takes next time. See you guys.